Hello and welcome to Amethyst Star Crafting. My name is Jane Ormark and I'm a UK independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. And today I thought we would have some fun doing a background. This is actually been asked for. I sent a card to a friend on a group that I belong to, which we send what's called racks, so random acts of kindness. And the card received so many comments of how did I do that? So I promised that I would come on and make a video and show you. So this is the video. What you need to start off with is just a piece of white cardstock, and you are going to put this into your trimmer, and you are going to cut a triangle out of it. So what I've done is I've literally just put it in the trimmer at that angle, scored along there or cut along there, and then turned it and cut along there, and what you get is just done it quite lightly so you could see it, is you will get a little triangle that comes out. Now, where you get it right down to the point, you need to, if you're not completely accurate, that's not too bad. You want it to come in a complete point. So you're left with a piece like that. You can make it wider or you can get it smaller, but basically that is going to be our template. Now I just need to make sure that, let me just take your pick tool and make sure that that little point right down at the end is cut in as beautiful, as pointed as we can get it. And that then becomes our template. Then you need to take a piece of cardstock, which is going to be your card size. So I always do my cards 1/4 of an inch smaller than whatever my card base is going to be. So in the UK, that is going to be 5.5 inches by 3 3/4 inches. Wherever you are, just do your normal card blank. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take a ruler. It's the easiest way to line things up completely. It won't show. And you're going to mark the ruler corner to corner and very faintly just draw a line down. As I say, it won't show. And then take it corner to corner again and just mark it down quite faintly. And then you will see in the middle where it crosses. So that little point there is in the middle. I've made it sort of a little bit darker than I probably would. The first one's quite faint. Then what you're going to do is you are going to take some colours. Now I've chosen blues because I wanted this one to be blue. So we've got Pool Party, we've got Night of Navy, we've got Pacific Point, and we've got Bermuda Bay. It really doesn't matter what order you do these in. I tend to do it however I feel. And then you want some sponges. Now, what we're going to do is we are going to take this point and we're going to put it over where the centre is. And then we're going to take some sponges. So we're going to start with the Bermuda Bay. And we're going to ink up our sponge. And you are then going to literally sponge it through. Put a piece of scratch paper underneath, which is what I've done, and then you can make it as dark or as light as you want. I want this to be quite vibrant, so I'm making this quite light, quite dark. And then you're going to pick it up and you're going to move it round however much you want. You can go round and round as many times as you want. It's not absolutely vital that the centre, that you get the point exactly onto the centre, because we are going to put a sentiment across on there. But if you want it quite bright, as I say, just sort of blend it round as you go, and then just sort of take it round, inking up your sponge. If you want it paler, don't add quite so much ink. If you want it darker, just keep going and just keep going. So this one is going to be fairly bright, And as I say, we're just taking it to where that sort of little point is in the centre, and then we're just going to sponge it through. And as I say, I want this to be quite vibrant, so I'm going over it quite a few times. And then we're going to turn it round again, find that little sort of dot that I've put in the centre. This way, by marking it across, it gives you the accuracy of making sure that this this effect goes fairly evenly. If you don't put the centre point in, you'll get just a different look, which is absolutely fine. You know, you can do it however you want, but it's a great way to showcase all of our different colours, or as many colours as you want within a colour spectrum. So these are all the blues, and they are going to be making a beautiful blue background to the card. You can do it in pinks, you can do it in purples, you can do it in greens, whatever your sort of favourite colour is, or whatever you're doing. It works quite well for a masculine card as well, if you're doing blues and greens, because as I say, it's fairly subtle. So that's the Bermuda Bay. Now we're going to take the Pacific Point, and we are going to do exactly the same thing, but we're going to go in between them. So what I'm going to do is to start on here and put it so that it is almost up to the edge, maybe not quite. I am using the same sponge because I like the actual blending of the colours in. So you'll find that the mask will give you, as you sort of use it, the mask gives you sort of a bit of a blended colour through. So if you don't like that, then do yourself a couple of masks, because you will get that sort of bleed through from the mask as you're sponging over the top. But I like that sort of variegated look that you get. So it's the second one. And as I say, it's quite nice to leave a little bit of a gap sometimes, because you just get a little bit of a white space or not, depending on the look. As I say, it's as I always say, I come on and give you some ideas. It's then down to you to play with them and to create your own ideas with them. It was just, as I say, I sent this card, and I'd made it probably I don't know, a year ago, I suppose. I'm always playing around with ideas and things, and it was received so well, and I had so many comments on it, on how did you get that effect, that I thought that I would come on and show you, so you can then have a go yourself and create something which is very pretty, but makes a great background as well. And like everything, you can, if you wanted to, you could stamp on each one of these afterwards to create another look. Once you've got your template design, you can really take it to whatever level you want. I quite like doing, as I say, variegated colours. And as I say, I'm doing it fairly dark, so I've chosen quite sort of vibrant blues. And okay, so that's that one done. Now let's take the darkest, which is going to be Night of Navy, and I'm going to do that on the opposite side. I am using the same sponge on this, which is why I'm sort of going from lights to darks. So we'll have the Night of Navy on the next, or before. We'll have it before. So on this one on here, just put it in like that, up to the line. And as I say, Night of Navy is quite a nice, dark, rich colour, so you can can put as much or as little as you want on there. And again, it's quite good if you wanted to do different tones on there and different colours. You could do it in a rainbow. Might look quite pretty. I've got a little space in on that one, so we're going to have to come back and do another bit of a colour. So let's take that in, and that's why I've got the pool party, and I'll show you why I've got the pool party in there in a minute. But as I say, taking it round, these are all pretty even colours, so, or even spaces on there. And you can leave it like that, but I'm going to show you how to sort of take it to the next sort of level and make it so that it's not quite so. Put one in on there, which is going to go in between them. Like this. And as I say, it's a fun thing to do. I love playing around with colours and masks and things, and it gives such a great sort of wide background with the sort of triangular, almost like sunbursts. In fact, you could do it in yellows if you wanted to, and have it as a complete sunburst. Okay, so that's got those down like that, and you can see we've got some spaces in between. So what we are going to do is, and this is where it will become a little different in colour. We're going to take the pool party, and you will find that your sponge will. I'm just going to take this one, which was is not quite as loaded as the other. And we are going to put it in between where we've got the spaces on here. Now this is going to come across on more than one colour, which is absolutely fine. So we're going to ink it up with the pool party, and then we're going to take it down on the middle, and what you will see is that it's going to blend with the dark from the mask and give you a three-toned look on there. And that I really like. I like the way it sort of blends through. It's a bit like when you're using your blender pens. You know, you start with one part and then add in another. And because this is light on the pool party, it blends with that night of navy and the other colours that you've got on the mask. And so when you take it off, you get that really sort of variegated look on there, and it's not quite so pronounced. And that's what I really like. I like the fact that, as I say, it blends through. So you just literally rub it through, and you get that so that they're not the same size now. They are smaller in the width of the triangular sort of sunburst, whatever you might want to call them. And I'm going to take this one in the middle here. And again, you can ink up your ink as much as you can, but as I say, I'm using pool party, but you wouldn't believe it, because what it's doing is it's taking the colours from this mask and blending them through. And in fact, I want some that are going to go literally right across on here, so that we've got it all coloured in, but just sort of slightly paler on there. And I'm going to do this one across, which comes between both of those white pieces. And blend it through, and then just sort of take it round. I want one to come through on there. And you can make it sort of as dark as you want or as light as you want. So on some of them I'm just doing it fairly lightly, but I just want to cover up where those white pieces are and just blend it through. And take it on this one here. this one here. You can sort of re-ink this. I need to re-ink this pool party because it's getting a little dry, so I'm having to press it a little bit deeper. And then we've just got this little one in here. But as I say, you can leave it so that they're very separate if you don't like this blended look. But I really like the blended look because I think that it works beautifully in the vibrant colours, and you've got that sort of, you know, slightly sort of blended look in on there. Then we are going to let's take the Night of Navy, and we want to just go round the whole of the edge on here. So it mutes it down. Round in the corners. And it makes it sort of all blend in together. And as I say, you can carry on building it up and building it up as much as you want. So I've left it here, but if you wanted to go round again and you could put a contrasting colour in there if you wanted to, you could do all sorts. So let me just get those bits out of the way. I've got little tiny bits of blue everywhere that have just come off of there. Okay, so then all I would do is to put it onto a white card base so that it stands out, which is why, as I say, you've only got your 1/4 inch panel. I'm going to take this scrap paper out because otherwise you're going to be able to see all sorts of blobs and bits. So you'd have that on there, and then it's down to you to decide what sort of sentiment you want. I've just done, because I fancied a bit of sparkle, this is from the Birds, Free as a Bird, Your Friendship Means the World to Me. And then I've just taken some of our glimmer paper and cut with the labels dies, and I'm just going to put that straight in the centre, and I would put that up with some dimensionals so that that works on there. But you can see you have this really lovely variegated background, which I think looks absolutely lovely. If I bring it up, you can sort of see all the different sort of depths and things. Now, if you wanted to, as I say, take it through again, you could always use some of our Frost White Shimmer paint, and you could do like a series through with the shimmer to just give that a little bit of a extra colour, and that would work beautifully as well. In fact, let's see what that would do, because I've got that sparkle on there. So while I'm out, let me get that scratch paper back in, and we'll just have a little play with some of the shimmer paint. So I'm going to put a little bit on. I want to put just a little bit on a block so I can take it out of a block. Right, let's take that out on there, and we're just going to put just a little bit on a block. So just sort of a drop, maybe 2 drops. Whoa, oh dear, I didn't want all of that. Turned it sideways and it's all poured out. Right, we can get some of this back in, because I hate wasting stuff. So where's my aqua painter? Is it out on the table? Have I put it back in on here? I don't know. I'll do it afterwards, because I do want to not waste all of this. So I'm going to take just the little bit round the side like that, and take this mask back, which I have put, there we are, it's up on here. Okay, so we're going to take the mask, and we're just going to do a couple just to see. So take it from the centre, take the shimmer paint, put the shimmer paint down, oh yes, I like that. Okay, so we need to, and you might find it might be worth leaving it to dry. This is literally an experiment because I haven't tried this one, but the shimmer paint a little bit will go a long way. So just bring it up, put that in. So you've got another one. Let's move it out this way, and I'm just doing sort of a few randomly along. Like that. Oh yes, that looks really lovely. I like that. That was quite an ingenious idea of mine. That's what I said about building it up and building it up. That didn't quite go into the centre, did it? Let's sort that out. Pick it up from there. And you can take just a little bit more if you want to. So you can get it as deep or as light as you want. And then we'll bring another one round in there. And we'll have the last one up, down like that. Just going to take a little bit more. Okay, so that's taken the shimmer paint with it, and you can see, well I hope you can see, that you get a really lovely, can you see on there? Yes you can, that you're going to get a really lovely sort of extra tone to it. So then, let's put it back onto the card that we were going to do like that. Obviously you'd let it dry for a little while, but then by putting this sort of in the centre, like that, with this straight, I'm being very careful because I don't want it sort of done. You can see you get that lovely shimmer and sparkle on there. So I'm going to leave it like that today, otherwise I'll be faffing about forever. But you will see it on the sort of the front screen of my video. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much, all the subscribers. Thank you so much for all the comments, and do look forward to seeing you again. Bye bye.